The anti-AI activism always comes from gatekeepers in industries. You always see that it's a actor that has some sort of credibility within an industry, or at least a following. It's always a publisher saying something. We've talked about how Matt Walsh from the media has gone at it, that Jim Lee and C.B. Cebulski, the editors-in-chiefs of Marvel Comics, have gone at AI art, and now Mark Hamill's going at AI acting and calling it terrible, ghastly, ghoulish. Now, this is really funny because we're going to go over the process of exactly what he did with The Mandalorian and how he was digitally reconstructed over another actor, including his voice. So he's pretty much already had an AI version of himself on screen. Ridiculous, as he then condemns this type of thing. But, when the check clears, I guess it's okay with Mark, just not for you plebeians. And I think that's the main thing that I'm seeing with the Hollywood elite types. I saw a director going off on how AI is going to destroy filmmaking and whatever the other day, and it's just like, you're just mad that you are toiling and doing things and spending lots of money on your films, and now I'm going to be able to do it when I've been boxed out of this entire thing my entire life, and you don't want people like me to be able to do it because we're probably going to do it better. Now, this has been the case in publishing for me and more, so please hit the like and subscribe button, and please back my new science fiction trilogy. I wrote a great trilogy that's bringing back classic science fiction with some beautiful covers done by a guy, Lolo's Art, actually a full human artist right here, and it is excellent stuff. I really love science fiction concepts. I love great characters that develop. I try to harken this back to what sci-fi used to be in the 60s and 70s, when there was a sense of wonder, a sense of heroism. When Star Wars was a thing, when Luke Skywalker was a hero and it wasn't under Disney and the like. This is the type of science fiction that I want to bring back. So I wrote this entire trilogy for you. So check this out. It's in the description below. If you like our channel and like my reporting, this is our main deal. And of course, it'd be a great way to support. Really appreciate you guys supporting independent arts, because it is important, and that's what we're trying to further here, is creativity and the arts as this all goes on. And like I said, the gatekeepers are just struggling right now, and it's really, really funny, especially in this instance. So Mark Hamill is terrified of AI actors. In a recent Variety interview, he called AI performers terrible, ghastly, ghoulish, and weird, expressing alarm about digital resurrection technology. He says, "After I pass away, are they going to go to my family and say, we'll pay you all this money so we can do him at age 28? He worried. Now, this is ironic. Like I said, you can see the picture right here of him kind of at age 28 in a movie, TV show that was done just a few years ago, and he was certainly not 28, and that was not even him standing there doing that. It was another person that this got pasted over, which is hilarious. So this is so it's ironic that he's doing this. It's like he forgot that he cashed the check already. So I guess it's bad when the family cashes the check. I don't really know about that. It's a very, very odd situation. Here's the uncomfortable truth. He's already been digitally resurrected multiple times, and he was perfectly fine with it when the checks cleared. So Hamill's concerns about AI actors ring hollow when you consider his own recent career. His appearance as young Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian wasn't achieved through makeup or clever lighting. It was accomplished through the same digital resurrection technology he's now condemning. The process was remarkably similar to what he fears from AI. Lucasfilm used deepfake algorithms trained on decades of archival footage to recreate Hamill's younger face. A neural network analyzed his expressions from interviews and original trilogy outtakes, and then overlaid those digital features onto a body double of Max Lloyd Jones's performance. Oops. So this is exactly what happened. But when the gatekeepers only had access to the technology, and it was very expensive, and it wasn't something that the plebeians could use, that was something that was totally fine. But now that everybody can do it, and that I can make my own films, and that I can do my own science fiction and whatnot, that's not totally fine. You see where what this is all about. It's just about maintaining control. It's about stifling creative freedom. It's not about creative freedom, despite all their fear-mongering. Even more telling, his voice in The Mandalorian was also entirely artificial. Respeecher, an AI voice cloning system, synthesized his dialogue using archival recordings from the 80s. The same technology Hamill now calls ghoulish was used to recreate his own voice without him speaking a single line. "Nobody believed it was me," said Hamill about his voice work as the Joker. The irony is that in The Mandalorian, it literally wasn't him. An AI approximation was trained on his past performances. Hamill's selective outrage is even more glaring when you consider his silence about James Earl Jones. Before Jones's death in 2024, Lucasfilm already begun using AI to recreate the actor's iconic Darth Vader voice for Obi-Wan Kenobi. the TV show on Disney Plus. Respeecher, the same company that cloned Hamill's voice, digitally preserved Jones's vocal performance with his consent, and he got the consent for after he died, so it could keep being used. Hamill was totally cool with it at that point, right? But where was Hamill's concern? Jones was literally being replaced with an AI version of himself, but he never expressed alarm at his colleague's digital resurrection. The technology was identical to what he now condemns, but apparently it was acceptable when it was happening to somebody else. Now, the double standard is striking. Jones's AI voice continues to be used in Star Wars projects, fulfilling exactly the scenario that Hamill claims to fear. Yet Hamill has never criticized the use of AI technology, even as he benefits from working alongside digitally resurrected performances. Now, this distinction he tries to draw because of de-aging actors and different AI actors is largely meaningless. Both processes use machine learning algorithms to analyze existing performances and generate new content. Both create synthetic versions of actors without direct participation in the final performance. Hamill's primary concern seems to be the consent, the fear that his likeness could be used without permission. He says, would Gene Kelly have wanted to be a spokesman for a vacuum cleaner? He asked, referencing posthumous advertising campaigns. On the contrary, current AI actors like controversial Tilly Norwood, you remember her, operate under consent-based models. The digital performers are created with explicit agreements about their use and compensation. The technology may be advancing, but the questions about consent and control remain the same. His opposition carries weight because of his status as a genre icon, right? When he calls the technology terrifying, it influences public perception and potentially industry policy. But his criticism lacks credibility when he's simultaneously profiting off the same technology. The entertainment industry is grappling with legitimate questions about AI's roles in performance. The 2023 SAG-AFTRA strike included provisions about digital likeness rights, recognizing that technology is here to stay. The actors need protection, but they also need to be honest in the conversations about what's happening. His selective outrage does not advance that conversation. It creates a false distinction between acceptable digital res, when he benefits, and ghoulish AI actors when others do. The reality is this technology will continue advancing regardless of his concerns, and the question is not whether actors will be digitally recreated, it's how the industry will handle consent, compensation, and creative control. What do you think about this? Do you think it's ridiculous that he's made these comments on AI? Leave a comment down below with what you think. Please check out some great science fiction, guys. I love getting you to read. This is where it's at. This is where the industry is actually afraid of, people like me being able to make movies and the like. It's in the description below. Really appreciate you being here, and we'll be back soon.